Okay, everybody, it's Jeff Eichen here, and we are going to go to our Facebook here and see if we can find our broadcast for our Facebook. Here we go. Don't forget to donate to our prison fund and to the fund for the concert that we're doing. We are going live on, we're trying to go live on Facebook, and it says you don't have permission to go stream on this channel. So we're not going to go live on Facebook on this platform, but we'll go to the other platform where we are on Zoom, and here we are. So it's Jeff Eichen here, and I'm really happy to be with you today. There's a lot going on. Last week we had a roundtable last week about ending prohibition, and that nobody should be in jail for a plant, and that we were really disgusted with descheduling. Rescheduling is what we want. Deschedule. We want it to be legal, re-legalize marijuana. Everybody, I think that's the key to this whole party. And so I'm excited to be with you today. As Jeff Eichen. We'll see who shows up today, and maybe somebody, maybe nobody. But if nobody shows up, I will share with you my maybe something from my movie or something incredible, or maybe I'll get in trouble and play "Don't Bogart That Joint." Until we change the song. Don't Bogart That Joint. Until we get Wiz Khalifa or we get somebody beautiful to come on and remake the song. I may be going to see the Outlaws this week. They're on Saturday. I have a ticket to go all the way down to Vancouver, Washington, to see Willie and Bob Dylan and the Outlaws. So that'll be fun. I never saw the Roy Orbison section, when they did their whole thing, that was super incredible. So this time around, I may go see the Outlaws. And who's that handsome man with the dark hair and the little guy in the Russell Langhammer thumbnail? That's really beautiful. So welcome, Russell, and everybody today. Hey, Mr. Okay, wait a minute. I got some too.
Hey, brother.
Yeah.
Good to see you, man.
Yeah. So today we're carrying on our conversation about descheduling, and it's fucked up and everything. But Russell has been a proponent and a survivor, and loving his weed, his cannabinoids that come into his body, and help him to be who he is today. So Russell, introduce yourself and tell him that weed works.
My name is Russell Langhammer. I am a walking billboard for the benefits of cannabis, Rick Simpson oil, and all that beautiful oil that comes from that wonderful plant called cannabis.
There we
go, y'all.
No stems, no seeds that you don't need. Acapulco Gold is badass weed.
I'm in Oklahoma. We're planting, and then I'm going to do my workout in about half an hour. The doctor's already asked me when I was going to do my deal.
What's
okay?
Yeah. What's going on in Oklahoma?
Legal cannabis. We're allowed to grow in Oklahoma. We're not allowed to grow in Texas.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
I live in Dallas, which is about an hour south that way. And we came here a couple years ago because the people in Oklahoma decided that cannabis helps people. People in Texas are in big pharma pockets and alcoholic pockets.
So is Oklahoma a border state? Are you really close to Oklahoma?
No. Yeah, I'm an hour from Oklahoma. We own land here by Tulsa, and we work with the indigenous Indians. they help us grow our cannabis.
Oh, nice.
I got a gym here, bro. We took some containers, brain injury, shipping containers, you know, stuff that I used to work with back when I was in airlines.
Of course.
And we got 2 shipping containers and we turned them into nice apartments. I'm actually in one now. And
so you drywalled the inside of a shipping container, made it into a house? That's cool.
We have sink, bathroom, everything in this thing, man. It's fucking great.
That's cool.
Anyways, we are going to keep growing our cannabis here, and I'm going to keep getting in shape. And I was going to ask you later on, away from the cameras, the NDAs. We are currently doing some stuff here in the United States with a new arm wrestling league, and I want to get cannabis in there. I've introduced cannabis to the bodybuilding world through the drinks, a drink called Vitam.
Right.
I'll show you what it looks like. And it's not CBD. It is actually good. Here it is. It's called Vitam. My friend, this fellow German, he invented it. He spent time in Germany. He spent time in Thailand, in Colorado.
Okay, Vitam.
He makes this drink here. So what I do is I introduce it to the bodybuilding community, and they're going crazy. They love it.
Okay.
Bodybuilders can't drink. Yeah, we can't. Bodybuilders and powerlifters, people in sports, alcohol really tears up the muscle. Okay, and I mean, with my brain injury, I can't afford it. I can't afford it. So I use cannabis, psilocybin, and LSD microdoses to keep me going. And I invite everybody to follow my progress, because
so how does the Timothy Leary LSD come into play here? I've never heard that. I've heard microdosing with mycelium and with mushrooms, but tell me a little bit about the properties of the LSD.
Okay, I combine the psilocybin microdoses, take about half a gram at a time. But before I work out, I'll take 3 grams, which I call a macro dose, the hero dose. It gets me pumped up, and then the LSD keeps me happy, and I don't get any bad vibes. It makes me really want to do things. It gives me a lot of energy.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, when I would do LSD with my football brothers, it would make us laugh and give us a lot of energy, and we go ride roller coasters, and you know, sometimes we even work out. I played a football game. I hate to admit this. Played a football game on orange sunshine acid, and the ball was talking to me. I mean, but I had a great game. That's just it. It helps you get into the zone, Jeff.
So it kicks you. It kicks everything else in. It helps to elevate.
Yeah, we used to do a little blow for a game, and we would do RJH and the white crosses. You remember the white crosses, the speeds? And that would get us through. Now, instead of doing those nasty pharmaceuticals, athletes and UFC fighters, I mean, a lot of people, a lot of NFL players talking to me, and they're like, man, I'll do 3 grams before a game, and I know what's going to happen before that's the play. And I'm like, I know.
So now that weed is becoming more acceptable in NBA and NFL and Major League Baseball, what about mushrooms?
Mushrooms are being pushed to the forefront because people like Johns Hopkins, okay, and all the hospitals are starting to see that when you take psilocybin, that it releases serotonin. And it's so much better than SSRI.
But what about for athletes? I mean, legally, what is?
All right. Okay. Now, you know, I have a brain injury, Jeff. Let's talk about this open. My friend and one of my idols, Junior Seau, killed himself because he had a brain injury, had a traumatic brain injury. I've lost so many friends to brain injuries. Okay. Look at Eric Carcillo, all right, the hockey player. All right. Now he's living a successful life in Florida. He's happily married and he has children. He owns the company that makes the psilocybin in microdoses, 5 and 10 milligrams. And it is opening eyes, it's changing lives. Look at my life. I'm on my fourth pacemaker. I died on my floor. I have every reason to just sit at home and get high and just fucking say, screw it. Jeff, I'm working with the bodybuilding community. I'm working with huge names in the bodybuilding and powerlifting. Okay, it's always going to be here. And now we're getting into the arm wrestling venues, and it's giving me a chance to be an athlete again at 60. Okay,
right, of course.
60 years old.
Hey,
and my grandkids now enjoy time with me rather than run from me, because when I was on pharmaceuticals, I used to take Oxycontin and I would take all kinds of shit. I wouldn't want to be around anybody. I wouldn't be open to talking to you about anything. Now, I want to scream to the world what cannabis has done for me. I mean, I'm in Oklahoma, so I don't know where everything is, but here's my oil, okay? First thing I did when I woke up this morning, Pico, okay? And another thing I want to say while we're here on this platform, everybody calls it Rick Simpson oil. If Rick Simpson didn't make it, he did not want you putting his name on this, okay? I just want to say that to everybody. This is called Pico, full extract cannabis oil.
okay.
If Rick made your oil, then it's RSO. I just want to let people know that. As a 60-year-old man, I see a lot of people taking credit. Oh, yeah, RSO. No, you made Pico, full extract cannabis oil. Rick Simpson pioneered it. All right? Right. I just wanted to say that. Jeffrey, I'm excited for you. I'm excited for everybody in the new concert. And I love coming on your podcast. I really do. I always find a way to work it in because this is important. Today, in the state of Texas, Dan Patrick Goab was paid $300,000 by Anheuser-Busch to keep these out of the state of Texas. He wants to ban THC all across the board because he said it's hurting kids. He's in big pharma's pocket, and you know it. We are fighting a war with our fucking politicians because they're all being paid by big pharma. Turn on the news, 20 minutes of fucking ads in an hour will be dog medicine, cat medicine, human medicine. Have you seen Ozempic? Wegovy? I've watched my friends fall apart with that. I've watched people that were healthy now and they wanted to lose some weight.
At the end of the commercial, it says, be careful, it could cause death.
Well, I don't need that, okay? Pharmaceutical products, I lost my first wife and I lost my first job, 23 years at American Airlines. And they pushed me out because the medicine that their doctors were giving me while I was pushing airplanes.
Opioids.
Yeah, opiate. It was heroin. It was stronger than heroin. And I never sold my medicine. But I didn't realize you can sell one 4 milligram hydromorphone for $40 to a junkie. And they put it in a spoon and they shoot it up. Jeff, you remember when my brother Chris died from fentanyl in New Hampshire? He died because he bought some Percocets that he thought, because he had been hit in the head. And the VA only gave him 20 capsules because he tested positive for cannabis, which is legal in New Hampshire, I want to say. And my little brother Chris Langhammer died, and his girlfriend died because he was not given the medicine that he needed for pain. He could have used cannabis or dabs or this Figo, and he'd still be alive today.
Right.
You know it.
Of course.
You know it as well as I know it. Brother, I've been with you for 3 years, okay? And we've been talking about this and that and this and that. I'm telling you, in those 3 years, I have lost 3 family members to pharmaceuticals and alcohol.
Right.
I've lost a lot of friends, okay? And I'm not going to stand here and allow that. Jeff, every time I go on a podcast, every time I go, I don't care if I'm in Oklahoma, I don't care if I'm in Buenos Aires, I don't care if we're in a place in Mexico. I'm going to come on here and I'm going to tell people the benefits of this magic oil that Jesus used, okay? All right? Israel is doing wonders with this drug, and nobody's fucking following it. You remember Dr. McCullum?
Machulam, Dr. Raphael Machulam, who found the THC molecule. He isolated the first THC molecule.
You were good friends with him, Jeffrey. Okay?
Well, I met him. Yes.
Well, I've seen the pictures. Okay, and now listen, people like him are going to change the world now. All right, and I will not do politics. I'm watching Robert F. Kennedy Jr. fight. Okay, and like I said, I don't do politics. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm sick of that shit. I'm watching him try to get the people to get away from pharmaceuticals, and they're fighting him with every bone in their body. They're scared to death because everybody's in big pharma's pockets. I want to make a change, Jeff. I'm 60 years old. Before I pass, I want people to at least watch my story, okay? Because I follow doctor's orders, Jeff. I did everything that the Rockefellers trained these doctors to do, and it didn't help. I also went to a counselor for 7 years back in the 90s to help me fix the shit that happened to me when I was a child. Jeff.
You see my gal there? What does she say?
Can't see it.
In my face, on my face. She says, in my lifetime.
Okay, but I mean,
that's what you're talking about. In your lifetime, you want to make a difference, and we're so proud of you.
Jeff, I can't scream it high enough. I mean, look at me. I had 5-way open heart surgery, and the doctor told me, go home. You remember, I did everything the holistic way. All right. My friend Penny Hartzell up in Michigan, I started following her now. I take supplements. I take a red onion and I soak it in honey and it ferments and I drink that every morning. I haven't been sick. I don't even know what COVID is. Okay. And like I said, I'm not being political, but my body has completely rebounded and I'm back. I'm back, man. I mean, people can't believe what I'm doing.
Let's get your doc going too. I'll come down and do you, and anything else you want. If you want to do commercials, I'll come down for a weekend and we'll do 3 commercials. We'll cut them. I'll do all the post-production. We'll be done. But let's start working together.
Well, I have a media company here run by Jeff Crilly. He used to run Channel 8, and he's very good. And I think you two can work together very well. And Jeff, like I said, the sky's the limit. Once we do your concert, I want you involved in the Netflix special. I want you involved in everything because we didn't give up on Netflix. The AI is keeping a lot of stuff back, but I don't know if you noticed, but a lot of documentaries are starting to be released. And I signed a non-disclosure agreement, but I told him I'm ready to do this before I die. Let's get my story out. So we've been working with a lady in Australia named Shannon Pereira, and she's now filming in the Dominican Republic. She's coming to Mexico, and she's coming back to the States. I want to put her with you because you two will be perfect together. She's just like you, Jeff. She loves the natural plant medicine. She doesn't like bad karma. She's real into what am I trying to say? Yoga and all that stuff. Jeff, the sky's the limit. And when this new arm wrestling thing starts, I got a feeling that cannabis will be involved, psilocybin will be involved. This is going to be a new WWE entertainment form.
Let's do it. All I don't want to see on arm wrestling is when they snap somebody's arm. I don't want to see that.
I don't like anything. I played football for 12 years.
Russell, can I interrupt you for a second?
Go ahead, buddy.
Say hello to Rodimus.
Hey, Rodimus! ¿Cómo estás? No. ¿Cómo estás?
Well, you're muted, Rodimus. You're muted.
Ça va bien, Russell. Et toi?
Bueno.
Hey, how's the cannabis scene in Paris?
Wait a second. Hang on a second. I got to take all my clothes off first. Hang on a second.
No, man, I'm working out. You guys quit throwing shit at me, man.
Hey.
You know how I do my workout.
Hey. Well,
Rodimus, it's great to see you. I was bragging on you the other day. Somebody asked me, I said, my friend was on karate. He was grasshopper. Oh, and I talked to Julie. She said hi.
nice.
Neat.
Nice. Well, it's
Anyway.
nice to have the three amigos on. We got the four amigos now. We don't.
Where's Canna Nurse? Where's Jeannie?
Oh, she's out and about. She's out and about. We're supporting her. You know, she's on to everything. She'll be here. She always pops in like when she does. You know, I haven't even played my intro yet, so I want to get to know everybody again. Rodimus has. We welcome Rodimus back, everybody. This is Grasshopper and Beautiful Soul. Rodimus is coming off healing mode, so bless you and your Godspeed. And so we're happy to see you up and being Big Daddy Rat with your goatee. You look good. You look handsome. And Rodimus is going to read to us today, but we want to welcome Lawrence. Lawrence, say hello to the guys.
Hello, hello, hello. Howdy.
And does everybody know who Lawrence is? Lawrence is the hash man. He wrote the hash
I
Bible.
love that. I love that. In Germany's we had some of the best hash like in the 80s.
Lawrence, say hello to everybody and give us your story.
My story is I'm on my way to this, and I'm looking forward to taking anybody along with who would like to come.
Where are you going? Where are you going?
I'm going to Mars.
Oh, to Mars. Okay.
Is Elon helping here?
Elon does not know, and it will be a huge surprise for him.
Excellent.
And do you have batteries that are powered by hemp oil?
Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, thanks to you.
Oh, bravo, bravo. Well, everybody, we got the four amigos here today. We got Rodimus after a large hiatus. We're so happy to have you back. Lawrence, we're happy to have you. Lawrence is caught in a political war. He can't come back to America. He's in Canada. So gosh darn it, border, bring Lawrence home.
No, it's not that I can't come back. I just can't come back now.
That's getting ready to change, hopefully.
No, it's just a matter I've spent too much time down there, so they're not letting me in until I've caught up with the amount of time out of the country. And in the meantime, I'm applying for an E1 visa, which allows me to work down there. So that'll be good when that comes through.
Come see us in Oklahoma. We got plenty. You need plenty of help here to grow some good cannabis.
Hey.
Did you all hear that?
Yeah, we love that.
Good.
I mean, no one deserves to be in jail for what you're growing. I mean, Jack Harris said, "Why should anybody be in jail for something I did 5 minutes ago?" I mean,
We're gonna make a change.
my rest is assisted by sleeping gummy bears, and the cannabis plant does so many things, everybody, that it's just so important to know that we have paper, fiber, fuel, medicine, food, and now batteries. I mean, what the hell, you know? And so thank you so much for coming on, Rodimus, for coming back. Tell us a little bit about your dream about releasing the prisoners and yourself.
Well, I've been supporting what you've been doing, Jeff, for a while now, a few years, because I think that it's absurd that anybody should be sitting incarcerated for cannabis offenses, nonviolent ones. If the violence was used, that's another story. But nonviolent cannabis offenses, there should be nobody incarcerated for that. And so I'm next to you. I'm by your side, Jeff, supporting you until that day comes when those people are freed. I think that's absurd, and I want to help change that. So just to clarify, Russell, you mentioned karate. The show I was on was called Kung Fu, the original Kung Fu series. Karate Kid came much later, but Mr. Miyagi and the Karate Kid was modeled after Master Po and Grasshopper in the original TV series Kung Fu back in the mid 70s, and then it started rerunning in the 1980s. So the whole other generation got a chance to see it then. And it's where the meme, patience, grasshopper, you have much to learn, grasshopper. That all comes from that original series, and it's the paradigm that George Lucas used to do Obi-Wan Kenobi and Luke Skywalker, or Yoda and Luke Skywalker. That all came from Kung Fu, then of course Karate Kid, and then Kung Fu Panda. Kung Fu Panda is the latest iteration of that DNA chain that began in the 70s with the Kung Fu series.
You're going to be amazed. They're doing Karate Kid again. It's already done.
Well, they've been doing
I
a
saw
series.
a magazine. I'm sorry. I just want to lift you up, Rodimus. I'm big into history, and I watch a deal on YouTube called Fredflix, and they show May of 1975, and on Tiger Beat, there's a huge thing, Rodimus, who he likes, what his things are, and I'm like, hell yeah, man. I mean, dude, it made you look so good, and I thought, I'm friends with him.
Oh,
That's my buddy.
That was
I'm telling you, I was so surprised. It had a really good picture of Rodimus, and it says, who does Rodimus think about, or something? It was Tiger Beat or Teen Beat, and I was like, I got goosebumps. I thought, hell yeah, that's my buddy.
Wow. Well, yes, I was just a wee lad at the time, and all that stuff they make up. That's what taught me. All those fan magazines, about 95% baloney. But that's
They're
fun.
trying to sell a magazine.
I'm glad.
Bro, you look great.
I'm glad I gave you
great.
goosebumps. If I gave you goosebumps, Russell, that makes me happy.
I'm serious, man. Now that I've gotten over my brain injury and I'm using the psilocybin and the microdoses, I look at things and shit makes me happy, Rodimus. And when I saw that picture of you, I went, God, you were great looking. And I mean, they blew you up. Like, I loved it, man. I was happy. I was like, yeah.
That's
I
cute.
told my wife, I said,
thanks, Russell. That's very sweet. Thank you, man.
Cool. And Lawrence, we know your camera's off, so everybody visualize Lawrence in a beautiful waterfall with all the goddesses and grapes and beautiful food, dolma, and all the weed he wants.
Next time I put my things up on, guys. Doctors are screaming at me to go work out, but listen, thank you for letting me join you again today. I'll be back next week. I love what you're doing, Jeffrey. Rodimus. All the best over here. And Lawrence.
Good to see you. Good to see you, Russell.
Lawrence, it's good to meet you. I hope I get to see you, and good luck in Canada, guys. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Or get you back in the United States.
Yeah, be well and be happy, be healthy.
Take care.
Cool.
Talk to you soon.
Take care.
Oh, shit.
Cool. There he goes. We love you, Russell. So everybody, that was Russell. We didn't get our three fingers, but that's okay. And so 3 fingers means weed, everybody, and peace is 2, and 1 is F Schedule 1. They're trying to take the schedule and make it to Schedule 3 like Biden was going to try. It doesn't get our prisoners home, everybody. So it helps with the banks, and it helps with some of the public aspects of weed, and it takes it to where you can study it again, which will be great. But and we want to take every inch that we can, but forget it. Just re-legalize marijuana, everybody. And I'm really excited. Lawrence, give us a little bit about your back history. That you started the first head shop
In the world, right? With that name, The Head Shop Limited. That was in 1965, and it was in Yorkville, Toronto, Canada. And then a few months later, I opened a branch office in Los Angeles, in North Hollywood, actually. And and then it grew from there. And the reason that I moved into wholesale was because there were so many other people who were starting to open similar kinds of head shops, or they call them psychedelic shops or paraphernalia shops, because everything that I was creating or had, especially the original carburetors, which were glass pipes, were easily reproduced by a lot of people, and that was fine. So that's when I started to go to Spain and work with the people who made the bamboo papers to produce the first of my cigarette papers. Ultimately, it resulted in about 30 different brands of cigarette papers that I designed and created, and had a real good time with all of that. and got to spend a lot of time in Ibiza and going over to Morocco, where I got the clear indication that there was a real need to share the information on everything to do with cannabis or making hash, and how it was produced and how it was stored, how it was shared, and the philosophy behind it. So with all of that information, that led to the first of the great books of hashish, which was announced in High Times magazine when I had my first centerfold in High Times magazine, and one of my photos on the cover of that issue in I think it was 1974 or something like that, or maybe it was 69. I can't remember. I don't have a copy of it here. And that led to my becoming international correspondent with High Times magazine, and the cigarette papers did really, really well. So those would be, if any of you have ever seen the leopard skin cigarette papers or the purple zonkers, then also the Canada Goose papers or the rainbow papers. And so they made a real imprint on the industry, and because of them being made with dye, vegetable dye, and not ink, like the $100 bill, which was made, as well as the U.S. flag. Those were made with ink, so they weren't really as healthy as something with vegetable dye. And then the story went on, and I had all kinds of involvements with the police, and made friends in the 60s with Timothy Leary, who sent me $1,000 to get myself out of trouble because of us painting flowers on the streets, and so that I could, hire a lawyer and deal with it. So that worked out really well, and he and I became friends for life. And he would often have me sit in the front row whenever he was anywhere that I was coming to, because of being in the same area and coming to be in attendance. So he would make sure I sat in the front row, so that when he introduced me and I turned around and stood up and waved to everybody, they could all see me, and I was not just somewhere, in the audience, and people had to turn around, but everybody could see me. So that was a lot of good fun. And then I spent time with him just before he passed away, a few weeks before, when we both did an interview with ABC TV, who came to interview him. And it was really a little stupid, because they had a girl come to interview him who did not know who he was and what he had accomplished, and only had the night before to study some of his background. So I had my camera filming the ABC camera that was filming him and I, and Tim was referring to me as the good humor man, because I was like that ice cream guy who came around with the goodies. So I was the good humor man, and they really, got a kick out of that, and we really enjoyed our time together.
Hey, Lawrence.
So that's a little bit of some of my story.
Hey, Lawrence, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't it amazing when talking to Timothy, how whenever he's looking at you, you had his 100% attention. He had this ability to look at you when you were talking, and just you knew he was paying attention completely to you. Isn't that an amazing quality that he had?
Yeah, absolutely. And that time when we were doing that ABC interview, he was busy holding my shoulders, and had me hold his shoulders, so that we were right next to each other, and both being able to, look toward their camera, while my camera was being held by a friend of mine who was there as well, and getting all of that nicely recorded. So it's a real milestone in some of my collecting, valuable material that always is fun to be able to review and look at. But Tim certainly had a presence that, everybody who was around enjoyed, because of him having studied and worked so ardently with people like Richard Evans Schultes, who was the director of the Botanical Museum. So both Tim and Michael Aldrich were students of Schultes at Harvard University, where they both knew each other and referred me back and forth to each other. So I got to know those three people really well, and they all wrote either introductions or prefaces in my first two books of the Great Books of Hashish. So it's been a real honor and real pleasure to have been able to share that with them, as well as people all around the world because of the international reputation that's come my way. And that's been, pleasurable and a happy feeling for us to know that we're making progress with legalization. And as we know, because of how innovative the human race is, we've made some serious progress in the last 30, 40, or 50 years. And now, we have a lot of countries not only tolerating marijuana or cannabis, but accepting it. So it's easier to talk about it and have, forums like this one that Jeff has got, and for which we owe Jeff a lot of congratulations for being, persistent in bringing the word to, people who do know and who don't know that their individuality and their uniqueness is something that we all should value in each other, because we're all different, and we know how to stay away from that game that I'm better than you and you better do what you're told or you're fired, or yes, you're better than me and I'll kiss your ass, whatever you say, boss. Or the third and the worst game is that we're all equal, so no one's better, no one's the same, no one's equal. We're all unique, and that's the value that everybody should know, so that they can be respected and respect each other. How does that sound?
Well, everybody, we're really blessed to have Lawrence on board. Lawrence is an OG for sure, and that's our bell for freedom. And I'm going to ring that as long and as loud as I can for the rest of my life. In my lifetime, I want to help to end prohibition and to get marijuana re-legalized and to build hempcrete homes, in Gaza, in Los Angeles, where 2,000 homes burned down. And with the help of our new friend Noah, who just came on board, Noah is reaping the rewards of some incredible full spectrum cannabis that is helping him with his Parkinson's. And yet Noah has a 3D printer, and he prints domes out of concrete and ceramic and other structures that are beautiful. And we're going to get that started on my property. And Rodimus is coming back from France. He's going to be living in one of your domes, Noah. So say hi to Rodimus, Grasshopper, and to Lawrence.
Hello.
Hey, Rodimus. Hello again. Good to see you here again.
Yes.
Always glad to have you here, as you know.
Thanks, brother.
Sure.
Noah, say hello to the boys.
Hey, Noah.
Hello, hello.
Hey, hello, Noah.
Nice to meet you.
Yes. So who's who here? Let me see.
You got Rodimus, which is Grasshopper from the old days in Kung Fu series as a child. And we have Lawrence, who is the hash man, who started the first head shop ever in 1965. And you have the OG Jeff Eichen, who's nobody, just me.
There you go.
No, that's not true, Jeff. I can know you somebody.
Okay. Maybe they'll write a song about me. Somebody with the curly hair. I did make the glass jars though with the flower of life, and I kind of invented the glass straw. Let's see, do I have any here? I don't have any, but I have a picture of the glass straw, and that's borosilicate. I got my marijuana pipe guys to make this as one molecule tighter than Corning glass, and it won't break. And I put a nipple on, we welded a color nipple on these straws so they wouldn't roll off your desk. So I've invented something. So I wore my Got Glass t-shirt today. So everybody, meet Noah. Noah, come on in and give us your story.
Well, that could be a several chapter story.
Like a lot of us know.
Footnotes.
But I do have a joke. Excuse me. That would be like a lot of us know. But I do have a joke that I'd like to tell now that you've reminded me of the word. And it's about this little old lady who stops up at this front door of the Harley Davidson Motorcycle Clubhouse. And when one of the riders come out to the door and say, "What can we do for you, little lady?" And she says, "Well, I want to join your club." And he says to her, he says, "Well, there's 3 criteria for you joining our club." And she says, "Oh yeah, well, what's the first?" Says, "You got to have an incredible Harley Davidson motorcycle." So she says, well, you see that bike over there? She points to a bike in the lot, and they say, holy cow, they can't believe it. The raccoon tails and the flags that she's got on, everything is so clean and polished. The chrome is so shiny. And so they say, okay, well, that's good. And she says, so what's the second thing I got to do? He says, the second thing you got to do is you got to smoke a lot and be a pool shark. And she says, well, do you guys have a pool table in here? So they say, yeah, as a matter of fact, we do. So she comes in and beats them all, beats their pads off playing pool. And then the last thing they say to her, well, have you ever been picked up by the fuss? And she says, no, I haven't, but I've been swung around by the nipples a few times.
So even we get a comedy break.
That's a great intro for Noah.
Big focus of my life has been basically community living, community building, from minerals and trees to finished product, and living in community for let's see, how long was that? That was what, 35 years, and approximately, and then so been focused on building. Started building in the early 70s, and building everything from outhouses to state office buildings, and then last 10 years been focused on developing a large-scale 3D printer that's 44 feet in diameter and 25 feet tall, to specialize for doing dome structures. And so we're looking to bring that across the finish line, get into addressing truly affordable housing at scale that can be resilient to fire and environmental challenges of all sorts. So that's what we've been doing.
Very cool, man.
And Noah is reaping the rewards, like when we had Russell from the plant itself. And tell us how full spectrum cannabis oil is helping with your shakes.
Oh, it's it's not helping with the shake so much, but it's helping with muscle spasms. I get really super tight muscle spasms, and I can apply a full spectrum oil or salve on it, and within 5 minutes get relief. I mean, it's undeniable, the impact and how quickly it affects the.
That's a beautiful word.
What's that?
Undeniable.
Oh.
Well, that's really beautiful. Again, nobody deserves to be in jail for a plant, everybody. We're getting ready to proceed with our concert series that we want to manifest with Snoop Willie and Carlos and Canna. You got to stop your evil ways, everybody, and just re-legalize marijuana. Get a concert together, get 42,000 people at Oakland Coliseum. Send us your vibes, your people, your team, and your members to Relief, LEAF, foundation.org. This is Jeff Eichen on episode 262. It's actually Women in Weeds Day, and we honor the women. The women help our heart to be full and the completed circle in our life, and they're the ones that make the best recipes for all of the marijuana in the world. Every show I've ever been to, the women, their group always wins the best gummy bears, the best outdoor. And so women, keep coming and keep being in our life. We love you dearly. We'll do the best we can. And like Prince says, I didn't mean to cause you any pain. I only want to see you laughing in the purple rain. And if there's green rain, we want it because we want to grow more hemp. 1 million acres is not enough in America to make hempcrete homes in Gaza and LA and all the places that need it. So welcome Solo Breezy. Say hello to Uncle Rodimus and Noah and Lawrence.
Hey everybody, happy Weed Wednesday. I can only step in for a few minutes. Gotta go ahead and go handle real life stuff. Real quick, I have the quote for today.
Hit us. Hit us.
All right. So the quote for today is life and time are the best teachers. Life teaches us that the use of time and time teaches us the value of life.
Author.
Quoted by the great unknown Uncle Jeff. You know how that goes.
Oh yeah, but they're known today. So everybody heed the Solo Breezy moment in time every show or as often as we get the youngster to come on board. And what's your dream?
To work in the cannabis industry and continue to help people with teaching people about cannabis, all the great benefits, and getting high and having good times, all the good stuff.
What's your favorite strain these days?
So my favorite strain, I just had it the other day. It's green crack. I was scared when I first heard of this strain. I was like, I don't think that's a good idea to call it that. But now I understand green crack is a great strain. Very, very awesome strain.
Hey.
Right.
Well, I'm blessed to have a youngster in the show because we're all OGs here and original gangsters. And say hello to Lawrence.
What up, Uncle Lawrence? What up, Uncle Grasshopper? And who's our new guest today, sir? Nice to meet you.
And Solo, you haven't seen Grasshopper in a while. So give him a big hug.
I am. I'll give him a big hug. Big hug.
I got it. I got it. Thank you, Solo. You don't have to broker that, Jeff.
No worries. I'll be giving out shout outs when you're not here, Uncle Grasshopper.
All the time. He asks about you all the time. So we're blessed to have Rodimus back. Everybody, we're going to take a break. Solo, do you got to go?
Yeah, I got to go.
Okay, let's do three. Let's do three, everybody. Hold three fingers up, everybody. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I got it.
Three.
Okay, I got it. Rodimus is...
I got to go too.
Oh, okay. You're welcome to sit and listen to Rodimus or come back later and watch the wrap up. Rodimus, are you prepared? Would you like to read this beautiful reading that you read to me this morning? We would love that.
Okay, it would be my pleasure. So what I'd like to read here for all of us to enjoy and listen to, this is an excerpt from one of the newest books by a very interesting author, writer, psychiatrist, psychologist, professor, and Canadian, by the way, by the name of Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson, a bit of a controversial figure on the internet because some people think he's like really conservative, right-wing, but he's actually not. He's been misunderstood, in my opinion, and everything he writes seems to resonate with me. So this is something he wrote about getting his life in order after having a lot of things going on in his life and finding that his desk was getting cluttered, and he segues very quickly into the importance of art. This is why I want to read this, because this guy puts this so beautifully. So here goes. This is from the book Beyond Order by Jordan Peterson. There's a meme floating around the internet accusing me of hypocrisy on account of this. A still taken from a video I shot in my office with a fair bit of mess in the background, and I cannot say that I look much better myself. Who am I to tell people to clean up their rooms before attempting to fix the rest of the world when apparently I cannot do it myself? And there is something directly synchronistic and meaningful about that objection, because I am not in proper order at that moment myself in that photograph. And my condition undoubtedly found its reflection in the state of my office. More piled up every day as I traveled and everything collected around me. I pled exceptional circumstances and I put many other things in order during the time my office was degenerating. But I still have a moral obligation to get back in there and put it right. The problem is not just that I want to clean up the mess. I also want to make it beautiful. My room, my house, and then perhaps in whatever way I can manage, the community. God knows it is crying out for it. Making something beautiful is difficult, but it is amazingly worthwhile. If you learn to make something in your life truly beautiful, even one thing, then you have established a relationship with beauty. From there, you can begin to expand that relationship out into other elements of your life and the world. That is an invitation to the divine. That is the reconnection with the immortality of childhood and the true beauty and majesty of the being you can no longer see. You must be daring to try that. If you study art and literature and the humanities, you do it so that you can familiarize yourself with the collected wisdom of our civilization. This is a very good idea, a veritable necessity, because people have been working out how to live for a long time. What they have produced is strange, but also rich beyond comparison. So why not use it as a guide? Your vision will be grander and your plans more comprehensive. You will consider other people more intelligently and completely. You will take care of yourself more effectively. You will understand the present more profoundly, rooted as it is in the past. And you will come to conclusions much more carefully. You will come to treat the future as well as a more concrete reality because you will have developed some true sense of time and be less likely to sacrifice it to impulsive pleasure. You will develop some depth, gravitas, and true thoughtfulness. You will speak more precisely, and other people will become more likely to listen to and cooperate productively with you as you will with them. You will become more your own person and less a dull and hapless tool of peer pressure, vogue, fad, and ideology. Buy a piece of art. Find one that speaks to you and make the purchase. If it is a genuine artistic production, it will invade your life and change it. A real piece of art is a window into the transcendent, and you need that in your life because you are finite and limited and bounded by your ignorance. Unless you can make a connection to the transcendent, you will not have the strength to prevail when the challenges of life become daunting. You need to establish a link with what is beyond you, like a man overboard in high seas requires a life preserver, and the invitation of beauty into your life is one means by which that may be accomplished. It is for such reasons that we need to understand the role of art and stop thinking about it as an option or a luxury or worse, an affectation. Art is the bedrock of culture itself. It is the foundation of the process by which we unite ourselves psychologically and come to establish productive peace with others. As it is said, man shall not live by bread alone. That is exactly right. We live by beauty. We live by literature. We live by art. We cannot live without some connection to the divine, and beauty is divine because in its absence, life is too short, too dismal, and too tragic, and we must be sharp and awake and prepared so that we can survive properly and orient the world properly and not destroy things, including ourselves. And beauty can help us appreciate the wonder of being and motivate us to seek gratitude when we might otherwise be prone to destructive resentment. Not a bad excerpt from a very nice book.
Woo! That resonates with me because I love making art, you know, and making that happen. How would you parallel that to our show today? What's the connection besides everything?
Well, I really liked what Lawrence was saying about how he created these papers, these rolling papers that were using vegetable-based inks instead of conventional inks. And the creativity, I remember when I was very young going to those head shops, and of course this is before I smoked any marijuana or anything, but just looking at the case and seeing all these different papers and all these different designs, and it's like, it looked like there was something very special going on inside that case where all the different papers were, because it's like, why would somebody want to roll a joint or a cigarette or in different colored papers? Well, it gives you a sense of individuality, like you're participating in something. The ritual of rolling a joint is itself a very fun activity, and to be able to do that with something that's a work of art in itself, which it sounds like Lawrence created several things like that, brings more joy into the activity and makes it for a more festive ritual. And so that's where art had a part in that. Of course, the head shops that he's talking about that he started, they weren't just they didn't just only have paraphernalia, they had, most of those had like a blacklight room. You know, you walk into this special room in the back and there's like only ultraviolet light in there. And there's like the entire walls were covered, all 4 walls, 5 walls were covered with these fluorescent posters that were just amazing. I remember going in there as a kid, just going, wow. And of course, you know, the proprietor would, you know, kind of try to kick us out quickly, but we snuck in there and looked around because it was so amazing. So yeah, that's another form of art as well. And this is what this little excerpt was talking about, how important art is to have in your life, to have something on the wall that you can just look over at and go, man, that is so beautiful. Like your photographs, Jeff, you have these incredible photographs of these huge, beautiful old sailing ships. Some of your nautical photography is just spectacular. And, you know, having something like that on the wall and just being able to look at that and just feel like, wow, I'm on an adventure. I look at that 3-masted ship that's in that beautiful black and white you have. It's like, it's the spirit of adventure. It's there right on the wall. And so having art around is something that is a touchstone to the divine, like this guy wrote, Jordan wrote in his book. It's a way to take it's a mind portal to something larger and more beautiful than just your immediate surroundings. But in your immediate surroundings, when you have art, you are creating these portals into other dimensions of thought and of being. And that's what's so beautiful about art.
I agree. I think that you're onto something there. There's one of my photographs, everybody.
I completely agree. And our desire to be able to use 3D printing, but is in creating elegant living spaces that really reflect as ancient of patterns and geometries as possible. Is really an elevating experience. So I completely agree.
Can I ask you a technical question about the 3D printing of houses? May I?
Sure.
So I'm assuming, and again, I could be wrong, but my assumption is that the 3D printer that you have, that large scale one, it would be using concrete as the extruding substance. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's using specialty concretes. We use a family of various formulations. Some based on Portland, others based on ceramic cements, and other chemistries that are quickly reacting to form.
So my question then is more structurally based. How do you get around what some might say, and this is not a critical, this is just literally wanting to understand how it works. How do you get around what some might say would be an essential ingredient to have like a rebar frame around which you would put concrete? How do you get around needing that infrastructure, that inner structure of steel in order to create the strength, the tensile strength of a structure without using steel? What do you guys do?
We're using basalt rope, which is 9 times stronger than steel by weight. And we're using very high performing formulations that go from 8 to 15,000 psi, and the structural requirements for code is at 5,000 psi. So we're greatly have a much higher safety margin than even what's required. And the benefits of basalt is that it's non-corrosive, non-reactive to in the matrix, and as opposed to steel, which rusts even embedded in concrete, because vapor permeates through the mix and causes rust over time. That's why it has such a short half-life, and that's why we have bridges, infrastructures, and buildings failing after as little as 40 years.
Right. So now, with all of the increasing amounts of devastation that has been wrought by climate change in the south of the United States, where people are continuing to rebuild homes out of wood frames and stuff like that, it's a shock to me that no builder down there has offered to do something along at least toward the type of thing that you're offering, because those kinds of structures that you're describing that you're building seem to me like they would be able to withstand any force of hurricane that's been known to exist. And I'm surprised that hasn't become an incentive by the government to change the coding so that people would start building homes that don't get destroyed every 5 to 10 years. What can you say about that?
Well, as we've seen, best practices don't necessarily get adopted very directly and applied, because basically vested interests are usually strong lobbies to keep things as they are, to keep the cash flows going where they're going. And so that's a big resistance to change, and code regulations. We meet the codes. We went through the process of getting the engineering done, and so we're ready to get out there and take this to market at scale.
Right. Do you create more of a standard foundation before you do the 3D pouring, or is that is also a new innovative technique for the foundational parts as well?
We have it's part of our patent to do the foundations, and I did one in Oregon that we printed with the printer, but that's not our main focus at this point. We need some more development to bring that fully to bear, but we're taking it one bite at a time here. But we can fully develop the tech to do the foundations as part of the print process. But you do that ahead of time, so you have a secondary unit, especially on larger projects. So
sure. So the widest diameter that you can print per unit? Of course, these can all be interconnected and modular.
Right.
But what is largest space that you can create?
At this point, with window and door dormers, 36 feet diameter, which is a little over 1,000 square feet on the floor, and a total of 1,850 square feet total.
Wow! And how tall can that round diameter be? How tall can that go?
19 feet.
19 feet as a vertical cylinder, or 19 feet as a dome?
As a dome.
As a dome. Okay, very cool.
Can you see my thumbnail, Rodimus?
Yes.
That's the machine.
Yeah, I see it. That's very cool.
And do you have any shots of the domes?
Oh no,
off the website.
I don't, but I can get one. Keep talking, you guys. I'll go get one.
Yeah.
So I'm really fascinated by this. I'm so happy that you showed up on the show today, because when Jeff told me about this and I saw this photo that's on screen right now that has the machine, I was like, oh my God, that is so forward and advanced thinking. So I had a lot of questions. So please, if you don't mind,
not at all.
Okay, great. Well, thank you, because I find this to be fascinating. I think this is the future for sure. So I have questions on so the dome is all self-supporting in the sense that there's no interior pillars necessary for this structure. Is that correct?
Correct.
Wow, that's fantastic. And then, is there any structural compromises by putting in, windows at any point on that dome surface?
No.
Fantastic. Do those have to be framed in before, or can they be cut out afterwards?
They can be printed right into the frame system. So
that's so badass. I love that. That's so cool. Wow.
Yeah, and we're just, we're still, very, very beginning of developing the full benefits of using a 3D printer and the precision structures that can be that are highly higher performing than typical structures. I just got a white paper from MIT that they were structuring tetrahedrons, basically printing tetrahedron structures, and getting a phenomenal performance with very like even you getting the performance of steel with styrofoam.
Wow.
You know, and so we're just beginning to scratch the surface of what's the potential implications of both the high performing materials and being able to use recycled materials and with still high performing product.
What are the acoustics inside a hemisphere?
Well, it's very resonant and echoey to a point, but you can like at the Oculus, you can at the top of the dome, you can put in sound absorbing structures. Yeah, just very innocuous structures that really reduce that if that's an issue.
So would also the creation of partial second floor or loft type of spaces that would also chop up that resonance quite a bit too, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yes, it would.
And of course, the floor surface would also contribute a lot to ameliorating that sort of echo chamber that sometimes happens if you don't have the space broken up. So like a nice soft flooring material, cork perhaps, or something like that would also add to the sound dampening.
Sure.
Yeah, that's very cool.
But you can just put a band, like a 4-inch band around the very peak, and it cuts the sound reflections radically.
Oh, fantastic! That's very cool too.
Like putting a donut at the peak of the dome.
Oh, I see. Okay, and that actually
it changes the dynamics radically.
Oh, fantastic! See, I'm glad you guys have experimented, explored that aspect too, because that's a major consideration for the comfort inside a living space like that is the sound aspect. So that's great that you guys have thought that through. There is a lovely photograph of one of your creations right now on the screen. I don't know if you can see it on your phone right now, but it's the one that has the sort of peaked entry, the additional entry with the sort of peaked door with the.
He knows that photo. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just if you can't see it, I'm just letting him know which one is on the screen with the palm trees.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful story. Where does that exist right now? Where is that?
In hyperspace, that's a rendering.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, it looks like it should be habitable. That's really cool. I am so excited by what you're doing, and I really want you to succeed beyond your wildest dreams. And you have something I think that can be extremely valuable to the planet, to anyone who decides to go with that technique. And is there also a cost benefit for doing construction like this? Does it actually end up making economic sense to do it this way as well?
Absolutely. It reduces costs. A typical comparable for at least 40%.
Wow, that's fantastic. Well,
the first one we did an 800 square foot dome, and we did that within a day.
Wow, amazing. That's so cool. And the interior wall surfaces, are they just the interior of the actual dome, or does it require any sort of interior surface treatment?
Well, let's see. Yeah.
For example, how do you get, you have to sort of hide your plumbing and wiring and things like that. So
run that all through the floor, and then the outside walls we built a harness, and then it just goes over the whole thing. It's all waterproof, and then we print right over it.
I see. Okay, great. So it's accessible from the inside.
And then the interior walls. Jeff, do you have a shot of the one of the interiors?
Hang on, I'll go get it. Hang on, I'm rearranging everything here.
Okay, sure.
on my cool software. Yeah, hang on.
Can you put in the chat for us a website that we can?
Yeah. I'll do that in a second. Hang on.
3DS. Yeah.
I'm organized.
Yeah. Go ahead and say that again, please. What is it?
It's Number 3, D as in David, S as in Sam, D as in David.org.
Fantastic. 3dsd.org, everyone. That is very cool. That's your site, correct?
Yes, it's our site.
Fantastic. Wow. I am stoked. I've heard a little bit about this. Jeff has sort of, hinted at this. He showed me some pictures and I was like, what is that? Oh my God. That looks amazing. So it's a real pleasure to meet you and have an opportunity to ask these questions directly to the master of this. And I really wish you success. And, as soon as I get a chance, this is the kind of structure I would like to live in. So seriously.
Well, we're doing one on our property, and I took Noah to NOCO Expo, and Noah got to talk with the Lakota hemp people, Winona LaDuke, and all the people that are making hempcrete bricks and blocks and things, and everybody is now knowledgeable about this, and we're going to find a way to integrate the hempcrete world. And don't forget, everybody, we're on episode 262. It's Weeds Day, Women in Weed. We have our woman on my little in my lifetime poster there. So we do have women on board today, and they're always there. They're always holding us up and being our mothers and our grandmothers and our brothers and our sisters, and our sisters and our sisters. And so Women in Weeds Day, everybody. It's really blessing to have Rodimus back in action, and we're glad that you're feeling better. And Noah, we're glad that you're up and at 'em today. So in Noah's lifetime, I'm dedicated to doing a dome or 3 on my property, and you will be part of that, Rodimus. You'll see it happen in our lifetime, because that's what we're doing right now. And with people coming and going, we love. Let's hold some space for George Wendt, everybody. My sister's show, Cheers. George Wendt passed away this week, and a beautiful soul, a funny guy. Everybody knew him, and that Kim Gottlieb Walker, who filmed and photographed on my sister's show and did Bob Marley for High Times Magazine, she knew him for 9 years, and so yesterday was a myriad of rest in peace, brother. Fly gently. Thank you for all your laughter. So I thank everybody for everything that you do that's special and that's important. Noah, would you still like me to get an interior shot?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So you guys keep talking about everything.
Actually, I need to go. So I'm going to say
me too.
Goodbye to Noah. Such a pleasure to meet you. I know we will talk again. And
all right.
More power to you. And
Thank you.
Yeah, man, I'm very excited by what you're doing. And if I can help, please let me know if there's something I can do personally to help you promote. Once I know, here's the thing, Noah, I'm a really good salesman, but not with anything that I don't believe in. I can only sell what I believe in.
Duh.
And so I think you've got something that is spectacular. And the more I know about it, the better I can help you. So,
well, thank you. And where are you in the world?
I'm in France currently, but I've been living here for the past 8 years. But I'm going to be coming back to the States soon. And
Noah lives an hour from me, dude.
Oh, very nice, very nice.
So well, you'll be family, yeah.
Jeff, thanks for having me on today. Thanks for letting me read that excerpt from the book, and I'll see you guys another time.
Well, tell us the name of the guy from the book again, Rodimus.
That is Jordan
Peterson.
Yeah.
Jordan Peterson. Everybody look out for Jordan Peterson. Look out for Rodimus Parra and his legacy, and Noah. And I'm going to play our outro right now. And everybody, thank you, Hemp Hemp Hooray. It's been a great show, and that's all I know. I'll talk to you later, Noah. I'll talk to you later, Rodimus. Yes. And thank you, everybody. Okay.
Pleasure. Bye-bye.
Blessing. Safe travels, Rodimus. Bye-bye.
Thank you, brother. Thanks, man.
Okay. Thank you, Noah. I'm going to play our outro here. So here we go, everybody. welcome everybody today to episode 262. It's an amazing time we're living in, and spirit rises and falls, and we're really blessed to have you on this Women in Weeds Day. And we honor the women. They make the best recipes and gummies and everything. So bless you, women, and let's end prohibition together. And like I said, episode 262.
1, 2, 3.
Hooray!
This is Colorado, everybody. We went to NOCO, and I'm still stuck on NOCO. It was such a wonderful trip this year. I found the urgency of ending prohibition, so we can have hemp guitars. Down in the corner, you can see just barely a little hemp electric guitar there, and it's like 60-ton machine that presses the hemp wood. There's Paul Stanford. He was at the International Cannabis Film Festival, and there's a beautiful people from the show. It was a great opportunity for me to launch my International Cannabis Film Festival. We had an art auction there. That's the oldest theater in America. It was amazing. It was amazing. There's Cheech and Chong. That was quite a day on my show. And now we're getting ready to put a concert on, everybody. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. For Spiegel, he's 11 times he's done NOCO Expo. So we showed my movie, we showed Paul Stanford's movie, we showed Howard Ellis's Bar None documentary, and The Green Buffalo. And we had the world premiere of Lawrence's song, Don't Bogart That Joint, the remake. And we haven't re-sung that yet, so anybody that has the ability to help us get the license. Don't bogart that joint, my friend. Pass it over to me. Roll another one, just like the other one. Love you, everybody. Episode 260, Jeff Eichen here, host with the most. Let's get it on and have a concert in 2025. Episode 262, everybody. So that's me in Oakland Coliseum, everybody, and we're going to do it. We'll see what our timeline is, and we're looking for Mike Tyson and Woody Harrelson, Bill Maher, to be involved. Thank you, Weeds Day.
1, 2, 3.
Hooray!
So let's see if I can get out of this zone here and come back to me. It's just me in the mirror. So it's me in the middle here, everybody. I'm really blessed to have this opportunity to have a show. I mean, just period, to have a show in general that talks about ending prohibition. You know, we want to end prohibition in our lifetime, everybody. So everybody, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy everything that has to do with anything. And I'm going to go to StreamYard and turn us off. We're on Roku, we're on YouTube, and we're on Facebook. So see us every Wednesday, everybody, or I should say every Weeds Day. And it's episode 262. And one of these days we'll have enough production money to have somebody in the back office do us right and keep us together. But I think I'm doing a pretty good job. God bless everybody. That's one of my inventions. Show me your invention, send it, and send us some fundage to help with the concert. Relief, RELEAF, foundation.org. Love and light, everybody. I'm out.
Record.
So we're still on the internet here. We're still gonna get ourselves over to, this is Noah's 3D Dome website. It's pretty freaking far out. And so like Rodimus said, it's pretty amazing. And we're gonna go find our StreamYard and we're gonna say love and light to StreamYard. Here, let's remove our, there I am. So hemp hemp hooray, everybody. It's Weeds Day, and we love having you. And here we go. Thank you. See you next week.